You wake up on a morning like any other. The alarm goes off, and the first decision of the day is already before you. Get up now or hit the snooze button. It seems insignificant, but what you choose is a reflection of how you approach life. Today, for some reason, you decide to get up. Perhaps it's the desire to do things differently, to finally start building something greater. Your dream is always there, hovering in your mind. You want to start your own business, to turn an idea into reality. But so far, the weeks have passed, swallowed by routine. Between work, social media, and the exhaustion at the end of the day, the thought always lingers. Tomorrow I'll start. But today something changed. You pick up a book that has been sitting on your shelf for months, a guide on entrepreneurship, and decide it's time to learn. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, someone is taking a different path. Imagine you are Anna. Her dream, or rather, your dream, has always been to become a professional athlete. 4 years you trained with dedication, envisioning the moment you'd stand on the podium. But lately, cold mornings and routine have taken their toll. Today, instead of getting up for training, you decide to stay in bed a little longer, promising yourself that you'll make up for it tomorrow. These choices seem small, almost insignificant. But deep down, you know they are like bricks building the road you will follow. And so, you ask yourself, what am I building today? A step closer to my dreams, or just another excuse leading me toward regret? Have you ever felt like the days blur together, a repetitive cycle where each morning feels the same as the last? Maybe you wake up, grab your phone, mindlessly scroll through social media, go to work or school at the same pace as always, and before you know it, the night has come again. It's as if you're living on autopilot, following a routine that requires no questioning, no purpose. But what if you pause to reflect? What am I truly building with these passing days? Living on autopilot might feel comfortable. After all, you don't need to make big decisions or face the uncertainty of the unknown. Yet, without realizing it, this way of living could be pulling you further from what truly matters. When you lack clarity about where you want to go, the actions meant to bring you closer to your goals become random movements, like rowing aimlessly in calm waters. It may seem fine, but time is slipping by, and the destination might not be what you hoped for. Now, imagine what it would be like to live intentionally. Every choice, every moment of your day made with purpose. You don't pick up your phone just to kill time. You use that moment to learn something new or genuinely connect with someone. Your schedule isn't just a collection of tasks, but a tool to organize concrete steps toward your goals. It's like trading the feeling of drifting for the certainty of holding the helm and knowing exactly where you're headed. Getting out of autopilot doesn't need to be a radical overnight transformation. It starts with small adjustments, like setting a clear goal for the day or simply asking yourself, is what I'm doing right now aligned with what I want for my future? A journal can be a great ally. Write down your goals, reflect on how you're using your time, and find ways to adjust. Every choice made with intention is a brick in the path to the life you want to build. And now, as you think about this, the question remains, are you living on autopilot, or are you taking control of your destiny? Imagine that your life is like a vast field full of seeds. Each one represents a dream, an idea, or a goal you wish to achieve. But here's the dilemma. The field can't cultivate everything at once. If you try to water all the seeds, none will grow strong enough to blossom. What you choose to nurture determines what you will harvest. This is where focus comes in as the gardener of your life. A guardian who decides what will be fed and what will be left behind. Have you ever stopped to notice how distractions consume your days? Small things, like checking notifications, watching random videos, or even wasting time on unproductive worries, seem harmless, but they act like weeds, stealing the water and nutrients from the seeds that really matter. It's easy to underestimate the impact of these choices until, suddenly, you find yourself stuck in the same place, staring at a field without flowers. Now picture another scene. A young man named Raphael always dreamed of becoming a writer. For years he carried this desire in his heart, but like many of us, he let life distract him. He told himself he didn't have time, but the truth was that his days were filled with things that made no difference. Endless series, social media, and procrastination. Until one day he asked himself, what if I never start? It was at that moment that Raphael decided to change. He didn't make a grand transformation overnight. He started small. Every morning before anything else, he wrote for 30 minutes. Just 30 minutes of total focus. At first it seemed like little. But over time, those mornings became more important than any distraction. A year later, he had written the first draft of a book. Something that seemed impossible when he was lost in the whirlwind of distractions. Raphael didn't have more time than you. He just decided to use focus as a tool to nourish his dreams, not his distractions. That doesn't mean he abandoned all the fun things in life. On the contrary, he learned to place them in the right context, using them as conscious breaks, not as endless escapes. The power of focus is not about simply working more or being productive all the time. It's about understanding that your energy is limited and precious. It's about learning to say no to what doesn't get you anywhere and saying a stronger yes to your dreams. It's about identifying your priorities, eliminating habits that drain your energy, and aligning every action with the future you want to build. Now think about your own field. What seeds are you watering? Are they the ones that will blossom into something grand, or the weeds that silently take over? When you allow yourself to lose focus, are you feeding distractions that will lead to regrets, or are you watering the dreams that will build the life you've always wanted? The answer lies in the choices you make one at a time every day. So I ask you, what will you feed today? For E5, imagine that your dreams are on the other side of a bridge. You can see them clearly, the career you desire, the places you want to visit, the life you aim to build. But as you take the first step, something holds you back. It's fear. It whispers that you're not capable, that you will fail, that maybe it's not even worth trying. And as if that weren't enough, procrastination appears, a silent ally of this fear, convincing you to leave it for tomorrow, and then for the next day, until years pass by and the bridge is never crossed. The fear of failure is one of the greatest enemies of dreams. It creates scenarios in your mind, painting the future in dark colors. What if I try and fail? What if I'm not good enough? These questions paralyze you. But what you may not realize is that the greatest failure is not making a mistake. It's never trying. Not trying is like choosing, on your own, to never cross the bridge to what you've always wanted. Now look at procrastination. It doesn't shout, it doesn't scare you, but it works slowly, almost imperceptibly. It tells you there's always more time, that the perfect moment will come. But the perfect moment never comes because it doesn't exist. Procrastination is accepting that your dreams can wait, when in reality they are asking you to act now. But here's the truth, you can face these enemies. It might seem difficult, but there are powerful strategies to overcome fear and procrastination. Start small. Break down your goals into smaller steps, so simple that fear won't have space to grow. If you want to start a project, forget about the end result for a moment. Just start the first draft, spend the first 10 minutes, take the first step. With each advance, no matter how small it may seem, something amazing happens. Fear begins to lose its grip. When you act, even with doubts, you prove to yourself that you're capable. And procrastination? It also loses the battle because it's action, not intention, that defines progress. Let me tell you a story. Julia was an artist with a long-held dream of showcasing her works in a gallery. But for years she was dominated by fear. What would people think? What if no one liked her work? This fear made her procrastinate. There was always something more urgent, more important, or simply easier to do. Until one day, exhausted from waiting, she decided to change. Julia started small. She chose one piece and, with effort, finished preparing it. Then another and another. Fear was still there, but she didn't let it paralyze her. Months later, she sent some of her works to a small gallery. It wasn't perfect, but it was the beginning. When she saw her paintings displayed for the first time, she realized that fear was just a reflection of insecurities that had no real foundation. Today, Julia lives from what she loves. Not because fear disappeared, but because she learned to act despite it. The same is possible for you. The secret is never to wait until you're completely ready, because readiness comes along the way, not at the starting point. So ask yourself, what's paralyzing you? Is it the fear of what might go wrong? Or the habit of postponing what should be done today? Whatever the enemy is, it can only be defeated in one way, through action. Each small victory is proof that you're in control, not fear, not procrastination. And with each step, you'll be closer to your dreams and farther from regret. Now, close your eyes for a moment and imagine the end of your journey. Imagine looking back and seeing all the choices you made, the opportunities you seized, and yes, even the moments when you were afraid but pushed through. How do you want that story to end? With a smile on your face, proud of all you've built? Or with the weight of regrets, thinking about the chances you let slip away? The truth is, we are all writing a legacy whether we realize it or not. It's built by the small decisions of daily life, the dreams we choose to nurture, and the steps we decide to take. Your legacy is not only for the world, it's for you. It's the reflection of who you chose to be, how you decided to live, and the impact you've left on those around you. And here's something important. It's never too late to change the direction of that story. No matter where you are now, you can start writing a new chapter today. Maybe it's that project you've been putting off for years, or an apology that was never made. Maybe it's investing in a dream that feels too big to achieve. No matter what it is, the first step starts now with a choice. So I ask you, how do you want to be remembered? For the dreams you realized even in the face of difficulties, or for the regrets you accumulated by never trying? This is the moment to decide, to turn thoughts into actions and intentions into achievements. If this reflection touched something inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear this message too. Together we can build more inspiring legacies, one choice at a time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content that will help you grow and achieve your dreams. And tell me in the comments, what legacy do you want to leave? Let's continue this conversation because every story, every dream starts with a decision, and yours can start now. Thank you for being here. I believe in your potential and I hope you do too. See you in the next video.